Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michael Wiltskid, Associate Director at the Calvin Alumni Association. I'm here today with Melanie Lyons, Calvin's Director of Annual Giving, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about the Calvin Cares campaign. Melanie, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. I'm so glad to be here.
So I think Calvin Cares is a really catchy title, but I think a lot of us probably don't know a lot about it. Can you tell us a little bit more about what Calvin Cares is?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for letting me share about the campaign today. So Calvin Cares is a week-long campaign that is raising money for the annual fund. It's a really great way for everyone to participate and get involved, and a really cool way to support something that you're passionate about at Calvin. We're just really encouraging people to give to what they love. The COVID impact is still real on Calvin's budget. And so we don't want that to impact the experience that our students are having. And so this is just a really great way to support Calvin as we, adjust to evolving needs.
That's great. You mentioned this, but what is the annual fund? How does that connected with Calvin Cares?
Yeah, so thank you for asking that, because I think a lot of people are just sort of like, what is this big thing that like the annual fund? It's just so ambiguous, and what is that thing? So the annual fund is sort of Calvin's operational budget. But the great thing about the annual fund is that it supports literally every part of campus. So when we say it touches everything, it really does touch everything. So it supports arts, it supports athletics, it supports student faculty research, it supports financial aid, student life, campus ministries, and it helps us keep the lights on. So it literally does everything.
That's great. I remember seeing something on campus last week about kind of the rollout for students. And can you tell us a little bit more about how you got students involved in the campaign?
Yeah, so last week we did a soft launch. They were finishing up and wrapping up their semester here at Calvin, and were kind of in the middle of their exams. And so this was just a chance for us to be present on campus and show them a little love as they, rounded out the semester and finished up with exams. So we had a table set up near Commons Lawn, and we had treats and coffee for them. And then we also gave them an opportunity to fill out these cards that said, "I care because." And so we actually, they looked like this. I'm just going to show you one.
Yep.
So it was really cool because we got all these different responses. I love my professors and friends. I care because of the Christian community and liberal arts education. My professor tells the best jokes. So it was just kind of a variety of responses. So it was really neat. And then we gave them an opportunity to give too. So, which was really cool that we had a good turnout, and it was so neat to just say, hear student stories, hear them talk about why they care about being at Calvin, and then follow that up sometimes with a gift. So if you wanted, I would encourage alums. I think it's really cool and inspiring just to see, the reasons that students care about Calvin. So if you want to check that out yourself, we actually did post a bunch of their responses on the alumni Facebook and Instagram pages. So go check them out.
That's a great thing to check out. We kind of think about the end of the year and kind of think of all the stories and opportunities for impact and ways that the annual fund has helped. Is there a particular story that's resonated with you?
Yeah, so the best part about this job is that I do get to hear student stories. It's just such a great reminder about, why I do what I do. There are a few conversations that we've had with students, and we've featured some stories actually this year through the annual fund. A few that come to mind are, there's a student who was able to participate in a faculty research project that was like just really meaningful. And he felt like it was an experience he couldn't have had anywhere else. We do have students who say, without the financial aid I've received, I couldn't even be here. And I'm so grateful to be here. So the annual fund really does fill in the gaps where tuition dollars stop. And so it can help bring students here, but it can also enhance their experience while they're here. We have such a great community, and we hear that from students all the time, that is what they love about Calvin, is being part of the Calvin community. And I hope that that's something that, my fellow alums resonate with too. I know I met some of my best friends here, and just received really great support and grew as a person. There was a student that we featured, and she talked about, how different the year had been because of COVID. She had to quarantine for a couple of weeks, which is no fun for any student.
Right.
But it also can be tough, when you're in the middle of the semester and you're trying to keep up with everything. And so she talked about how one of her accounting professors reached out to her late night call to go over all of the material from a class to make sure that she understood the assignment. And that is like just amazing. Like I feel like you don't get that every other place. And, kudos to our professors. I know that they're probably feeling worn out, but the work that they do is so important. And our students have just felt so cared for this year, just having to adjust to, different things and adapt to things that were coming their way. So I just thought that was really cool.
That's a great example of what a special place this is and why it's important for a place like this to keep being around to support more and more students. What are some of the hidden positive impacts of the Calvin Annual Fund that people might not be aware of?
Yeah. So, like I said before, it's not the big flashy, capital project or like renovation that happened for like the design hub for the art department. But it is sort of like this hidden gem. It fills in when things unexpected happen. So, none of us predicted COVID, but we had to pivot really quickly when that happened to servicing our students with online courses. The annual fund stepped in. Like, the annual fund was there to help make that happen. I mean, these things come at a cost. And so I'd say really the hidden, I guess, positive impact of the annual fund is that it can touch every part of campus and it can fill in those gaps. It can help us be flexible and adaptable. And so, it's really important that we have a fund like this so that it doesn't impact students directly.
That's a great example. So how can alumni and friends get involved in Calvin Cares and the campaign right now?
Yeah, so like I said, it's happening all week. This is purely like, we are really just looking for participation. So when we say any size gift matters, we really mean it. So that I would say the easiest and simplest way to get involved is to simply make a gift. Calvin.edu /go/Calvin Cares. And I believe we're going to put the link in the comments. So if you'd like to make a gift, the link is right there. The other thing I want to mention is that's really awesome is that we have an anonymous donor who is adding $50 to every gift up to 1,000 gifts.
Wow.
So yeah, last I looked, I think we were like at around 450. We'd love to see that jump up today. And so we really want to maximize that matching gift. So it's a great way to get involved and also just multiply your impact for Calvin. Another way that you could multiply your impact is if you visit the Calvin Cares campaign website, you'll see on the left-hand side, there are what we call advocates. So they're alumni and friends who decided to partner with us, and we're so grateful for that. And they said, you know what, this is so awesome. Like, I want to share this with my friends and my family. I want to encourage them to support Calvin. I love Calvin. And this is one other way for me to sort of give back. So they've created some fun challenges and matches. And so when you make your gift, it's possible that not only are you multiplying your impact with that $50 matching gift, but there might also be some other challenges and matches going on that you could be taking advantage of. So I know that we've got a few challenges out there for some classes. I believe the class of 2003 still has one open. The class of 2000, I think I saw 97 on there. So if you're from any of those classes, you better get on and make your gift. But if you don't see your year, if you don't see your grad year, anybody offering one, you know, I'd encourage anyone to get on. I mean, you can get on there and create one yourself. So if you're from the class of 2008 and you're like, hey, nobody's done this for, you know, my class, I want to encourage my roommates to participate in this too. You can easily set that up yourself. So
what are just other examples of challenges that you could make? Could you do a dorm challenge or an athletic team challenge?
So you could also pick in the campaign, we're encouraging people to give to what they love at Calvin. And so there is this drop-down menu that says, you know, you could support the arts, you could support athletics, you could support research or financial aid, you know, whatever is student life, like what meant the most to you. And so that's what we really want to see from our alumni and friends is, you know, giving to what they love. You can challenge people to do that same thing. So if you loved the arts at Calvin and that's what you want to support, we'll make sure that your dollars, you know, are supporting that thing. And you can challenge your friends to do that too. So yeah, that's another great way to get involved.
A lot of flexibility there. That's really great. And I heard something or I saw something about Maroon and Gold Day. What's that about?
Yeah. I'm wearing my Calvin Cares t-shirt actually. So I'm sporting my maroon and gold myself.
Nice.
But if you it's Maroon and Gold Day, so we are just encouraging people to post a picture of themselves in their, you know, maroon and gold. If you tag us and you know, hashtag Calvin Cares 2021, we will put you in a drawing for some Calvin gear.
Nice.
So if you want some more maroon and gold to wear, this is the competition for you.
Maybe.
But yeah, we would love to see everyone, you know, post a picture of themselves in their own maroon and gold.
That's great. That's wonderful. That's a lot of different ways to get involved and a lot of fun ways to be involved. That's really great. Yeah. Well, thanks, Melanie, for your time today and sharing more about the Calvin Cares campaign and the annual fund. I personally supported the Calvin Cares last week, and I'm hoping you'll join me and many others this week in making this a reality and a benefit for all the ways that we fill in the gap for our students. Thanks for joining us today.